Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, the saga continues. The same question I asked myself in the last video related to this topic: why is everyone on the left so fake? Now, I'm not arguing that leftists themselves are fake, part of the matrix, you know, they're just a bunch of clones. No, I mean more like they're talking heads, they're social media celebrities, they're politicians, you know, the whole thing. Why is leftism so fake? You know, so Hollywood? Well, that's because the modern Democrat Party and Hollywood, or the big elitist class, the controlling puppet master class, well, they're pretty much one and the same. The entire online leftist ecosystem is a fraud. And here's yet again another example after Harry J. Sisson and his friend little Chris Mowry were exposed as bought and paid for propaganda DNC shills. Well, now it's the Krasenstein bros. Surprising to absolutely no one, and I mean literally no one, we have leaked footage which exposes the two brothers, as well as an extremely detailed, long thread exposing these two paid operatives. Let's just say what I'm going to show you guys today isn't going to surprise you at all. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so credit where credit is due. Whenever I make a video like this, if I'm piggybacking off of someone else's work, this whole thread was written by Dr. Simon Godek. Here's his Twitter account. The bio reads, PhD in biotechnology, science journalist, polyglot, from the spectrum, CEO of Sunfluencer, banned from Twitter at 45K in 2021, resurrected Christmas of 2022. So he wrote a thread, and it starts off by saying the Krasenstein twins not only admitted to being paid by higher-ups to manipulate public opinion, but they've also bought Twitter accounts and converted tweet fan pages with insane followings into their private accounts. But let's take things one step at a time. So here's the leaked video.
Is that your job?
I have several businesses, but you know, the Resistance is a really good group of people. It's spread throughout the country, probably throughout the world. I mean, it's just kind of, it's just what I enjoy spending my time doing. And of course we get paid, you know? Of course those higher ups pay us. So
you're paid for this? It's not just like something you do because for your love of country?
Yeah, I mean, people pay us. They want us to help sow the division and to take over Trump's Twitter feed. When he makes a post, they want our tweets to be up there. They don't want other people to, like, Trump supporters to be seen.
The moment you admit that you are doing what you're doing because you're being paid by, quote, higher ups, automatically you have lost everything. You know, I'm not going to sit on a high horse and pretend like people do this stuff purely for activism's sake. I mean, obviously, it's a factor, varying degrees, of course, depending on the individual. But for the most part, I'm sure a lot of people get into the world of politics and information because they actually care about what they're doing. There's a purpose. I fall into that category. I would have never started this channel if I didn't care about what I was talking about. But also at the same time, I'd be lying to you if I said that money wasn't a factor. You know, it's probably the main motivating factor to work the way that I work. I wouldn't be able to dedicate pretty much my entire existence to making these videos if I wasn't being paid. I'd have to have a job. I'd have to go out there, work a 9 to 5, and then come home and slave away for the YouTube thing. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to make as many videos. I wouldn't be able to focus myself on the growth of this channel to the same extent. Money is a factor. People like making money, it's the greatest incentive, and at the end of the day, these social media accounts, when they're big enough, it becomes a business. It becomes a business like any other. Maybe the margins are a little bit higher. I mean, let's be real, your margins on YouTube could literally be 99%, 99.9%, nothing but profit. So you got revenue coming in, you pay staff, you pay for equipment, you're producing a product you're putting out there and you're hoping to sell it or sell ads on it. Anyways, yada yada yada, point is, money's a factor. But there's a difference when you're making money off of ads in tangent businesses and when you're, quote, being paid by higher ups, or when you're part of a network and there's a boss and an editor and people who write your script and tell you what to do and tell you what to say. There's a difference between that and being an organic content creator, analyst, talk show host, whatever it is, who's their own boss, works for themselves, and doesn't answer to anybody, pretty much other than the YouTube overlords. The Krasenstein brothers are not organic, and the proof is right there. They are being paid paid to promote certain talking points. They are simply actors who are answering to their higher-ups, their bosses, most likely in Washington, D.C., part of the Democrat establishment or part of the Washington apparatus in some shape or form, and obviously these people cannot be trusted. When you turn on corporate media, no one can be trusted, literally no one, because everybody on that network is a bought and paid for shill. Everybody on that network, everything they say, everything they report on, everything they do is controlled, edited, manipulated, whatever it is, to benefit the interest of the owner or ownership group of that network. Usually there's a balance, you know, there's corporate media, then there's independent media. On the left, I mean, the balance seems way different than it is on the right. Almost everybody in the conservative space online is an organic figure. A lot of them are just regular random people who just happen to have found themselves, thanks to passion and interest and of course hard work, they've just happened to find themselves in a position where now it's like, hey, you buddy, you're the news. You know, look around the conservative world. I mean, look at the landscape of independent media and just focus on the political spectrum from kind of like center right to right wing. It's just regular people. I was just a random guy who took a little bit of an unorthodox path in life, I guess you could say, just doing my own thing, learning my own skills, training by myself. I had a passion, I was pursuing it, I was working on movies, and then all of a sudden here I am doing the news every day on YouTube. It's the same thing across the board, across the right-wing world. From Don't Walk Run Productions, Dr. Steve Turley, The Officer Tatum, The Hodge Twins, Mark Dice, Decoy Voice, Education, Anthony Bryan, Logan, I mean the list goes on, it's just regular dudes. On the left, there's like Hassan and Vosh, and then it is literally nothing but corporate garbage, and then even their supposed independent, just like regular online creator space, what is supposed to be perceived as this sort of organic, blossoming world of regular folk working in the news media business, is actually just a bunch of bought and paid for corporate puppets. From crackhead Brooklyn Dad to Joe from Jers to Harry Sisson to the Krasenstein brothers, even this guy, I forget his name, I'm just calling him this guy, but it'll probably be on the screen. Let me go find his name so I can remember. Brian Tyler Cohen, that's what it was. Nobody is going to convince me that this individual is just a guy who decided to make his own videos. No, this guy probably has a whole team behind him, and his career was probably launched with investment from some sort of donor or big network exec. He's obviously got a very favorable position in the YouTube algorithm. The amount of views that his videos get makes no sense considering the quality of content and his marketing angles, what he's doing with his thumbnail and title. Look, maybe I'm wrong and maybe he's a totally organic, self-made YouTuber, but I'm just not buying it. Nothing seems organic about any of these leftist individuals. I mean, even the TYT, which is supposedly this anti-establishment, independent leftist news organization started by Cenk Uygur in his garage, even their entire operation was funded by a huge investment by a leftist multimillionaire or billionaire. There's nothing organic. Western liberalism is Hollywood. That's what it is. It is this big media operation ran by a few executives at the top who trickle down the money, control the algorithms, control the networks, control the social media companies, and most importantly, they control the messaging because they control the individuals who promote the messaging. In other words, a simple extension of Washington, D.C. Oh, well, would you look at that? I just click the top link on Brian Tyler Cohen's YouTube channel, and it brings me to actblue.com. Donate to stop MAGA extremist attacks against our democracy. Yeah, I'm sure he just has that link at the top of his YouTube page because he wants it there, and not because he's a bought and paid for media puppet. The left is fake, and it's so incredibly obvious to anybody paying attention. Now, my apologies for this video. I was supposed to go through the entire thread of the Krasenstein brothers, but I ended up just going on a monologue and complaining about Brian Tyler Cohen and how jealous I am of his seemingly effortless ability to get 1 million views on a video over and over again, despite the total lack of creativity in the way that he presents his topics. So my apologies. Less of a focus on the Krasenstein bros, but if you want the TLDR, and of course you're free to search for the thread yourself, you scroll through the whole thing. Surprise, surprise, the Krasenstein brothers have been involved in multiple Ponzi schemes and cons. They game the algorithms and follower counts. They're essentially two shady dudes, which, as I said in the intro, not exactly a surprise to anyone. Let's just finish off the video by saying the left is fake once again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.